Hello friends, in this video I am going to explain you about difference between straight line service life and straight line life remaining method and the potential impact if any changes we do in revaluation of the fixed asset and the depreciation post the revaluation, and what method we should use in case in implementations. So let's say we create two method. One is straight line life remaining and straight line service life. Let me correct it. Straight line life remaining. So what's the difference between both the methods? I'm going to explain you through Excel sheet. So this is straight line life remaining and this is straight line service life. If we make initial acquisition of 1 lakh, then that is 100,000, and then we say that the life of the fixed asset is 84 months and we depreciate it for the 12 months, then both the depreciation method will provide us the same depreciation value. But when we do some acquisition adjustment after the revaluation and after the depreciation, then there we see some difference coming up. Let's say we do some acquisition adjustment, one acquisition adjustment and one revaluation adjustment, or we can do only one type of adjustment. Both will have the same impact. So, and how we do these adjustment, I'm going to explain you also. So basically it's a simple thing that we go to fixed asset journal and we create a new fixed asset journal, and in the transaction type we choose at acquisition adjustment. So it's very simple. If we go to lines, and there you have to choose this as acquisition, or you can use acquisition adjustment, you can use revaluation, anything you can use, and both will have the same impact as I have checked in the system. Now we did some acquisition adjustment and we check the book value of the assets, then the book value will be same. But when we run the depreciation again, there will find some difference in the monthly depreciation. This is monthly, this is 1 month depreciation. And also you can check the formula, that is this value divided by the remaining life. So in case of straight line life remaining, what the depreciation method is do is basically the book value will be divided by the remaining life of the fixed asset. So I will also write this method here, book value divided by the remaining life. But in case of this method, straight line service life, what it does is cost divided by the life. So what's the cost here? So the cost is basically initially what the system does is this 1 lakh, that is 100,000 will be divided by the 84 months and we get a depreciation of 14285. Then the book value is this. But when we did some acquisition adjustment, we reduce the book value, that is the gross value, by 20,000. Then we get a book value of this. But the service life method, that a straight line service life, does not take into account this book value. What it does is it will basically use this gross value, initial gross value, and it will deduct the acquisition adjustment we did, and it will divide it by the initial life of 84 months. So if I compute it using this sum formula, and I will divide it by the 84 months, then you can see that amount getting calculated is 952.38. Now there is some problem in this method because it doesn't align with the IFRS, that is our accounting standards. Accounting standards say if we do any revaluation, then the total revaluation will be spreaded over the remaining life of the fixed asset. but this depreciation method doesn't take into account this accounting standard principle, but the service life method takes into account this principle. If we check the Grok, that is the AI based explanation. So what I did is I asked Grok AI to explain this method. So what it says, it explained me whole of this method. Then I asked Grok AI that whether straight line service method or the straight line life remaining, which one is more appropriate and more aligned with the IFRS. So it clearly says that SLLR, that is straight line life remaining, is more aligned with IFRS because it follows the principle of depreciating the adjusted carrying amount over the remaining useful life of the asset. So as per IFRS 16, that is IAS 16, which we call as IAS 16, and in case of India we call it Ind AS 16, and basically in US I don't know, but what's the US equivalent gap? The US gap. Let's see what is the US gap. We say so US gap is ASC 360. Which talk about this. I think US gap should also be saying this method, this principle. But let's see what the explanation is that. So yeah, it is saying that SLLR is fully consistent with the US gap. So basically, the straight line life remaining should be used, and so basically if you want to see in the system, then you can create one asset and depreciate it, and then do some acquisition adjustment. And if you are doing acquisition adjustment, then you also need to set up the posting profile. Is posting profile setup is fully similar, which you do in case of acquisition, and then you can depreciate it again, and you can also find the difference yourself. So thank you for this video. If you have any doubts, then you can comment it.